Aboro Aboye. What is Ifa? What is Ifa? Every day the field is growing and more information is coming out, and we're coming into contact with all kinds of new information, and that's magnificent because, as far as I'm concerned, if you're not learning, you're not living. And I think that the learning process is integral to Ifa, and I want to explain to you why. When I think of what Ifa is, and this is, my own personal bias, largely because of my own personal Odu Ifa. My Odu Ifa has some important lessons on improvement, and so I have experienced Ifa as a system that enables and facilitates continuous improvement with the goal of bringing about a perfected state. That's my perspective on Ifa. Ifa is a system that facilitates and enables continuous improvement with the goal to bring about a state of perfection. Right? So Ifa is not neutral. Ifa aspires to creating a state of perfection, universal perfection, total harmony and balance. Okay? So, how do we get to that? Improvement is the product of change. You can't expect things to improve without changing. So improvement is a result of change. And change is the result of learning. Right? This is certainly one of the takeaways of evolution. Right? The theory of evolution. People say evolution commonly is the survival of the fittest, but evolution really is the survival of the most adaptable. And the most adaptable is the one that learns the most, the fastest. Right? And that's true of plants, animals, insects, birds, people. Right? The more adaptable you are, the more likely you're going to survive, you're going to thrive, and you're going to improve. So improvement is a product of change. Change is a product of learning. Okay, and learning is a product of information. It's taking in information and absorbing that information and making good use of it. Right. So now, for American people, this is crucial. Who, particularly Americans who practice Ifa and Orisa Lifestyle, because what we have, working for us is that we generally have a good educational experience. Right, a relatively high education rate here in the United States. Problem is, the way we've been educated tends towards oversimplification. Like, for example, we really oversimplify the Orisha. Right, the Orisha zodiac is like a sickness. We see Obatala, and Obatala can only be one thing. Ashun can only be one thing. Shango is only one thing. Ogun is one thing, and we're stuck on that. We can't seem to escape this obsession with these overly simplified like caricatures of Orisha. And I think it's a product of our learning experience, right? We don't have a lot of capacity for like multiple possibilities and I guess contradictory attributes, right? Either you're a good person or a bad person, right? And it's based on whether or not I like you. If I like you, then you're good. If I don't like you, you're bad. It's that's a very American way of thinking. I'm sure other people do think that way as well, but I definitely know the way American people think, and that's part of our program. And it's detrimental. It impairs your ability to take in information in a realistic and correct way. And so if you're absorbing the information improperly, right? You're oversimplifying the information, and you're sort of stereotyping the information and the experience. Then that's gonna have an effect on your decision making and your ability to change, and then it's going to work against your ability to then improve and realize a state of perfection. So as a practitioner of Orisa Lifestyle here in the United States, it's really crucial that you learn a couple of great lessons that I know from being a counselor, right, and a storyteller. As a counselor, if you're a good counselor, you listen to your client's stories with the understanding that my client believes what she is telling me. It's not my job to believe or disbelieve, or to prove or disprove what my client is telling me. Right? I am going to fail miserably if I'm trying to listen to my client's story and then I'm saying that isn't true, that didn't happen, that couldn't be possible, and I'm trying to now disprove what she's telling me. That's not my job. I'm not a policeman, right? I'm not trying to verify and validate and investigate. That's not my job. My job is to understand this person's experience. Hey, she says everybody's out to get her. Really? Wow, okay, everybody's out to get you. Yeah, what's that like? What does it feel like on there when everybody's out to get you? You must be exhausted. You must be super paranoid. Like, how you live like that? And then, the person starts telling you about what their experience is, and the more you talk to them, the more in touch the person can be in that process. Now, as you see contradictions, you as a counselor, you can speak to those contradictions that the client sees, right? And you've listened to their story enough to say, well, how could it be that somebody gave you a ride to work, but everybody's out to get you? Just asking, right? And so it is with life. As you experience Ifa, and it's interesting to note that the driving force of knowledge of in Ifa is stories. And so you listen to the stories of Ifa with a neutral ear. You're not trying to prove or disprove. You're not trying to criticize and verify and validate and invalidate what Ifa says. You're just listening, and you're paying attention to how the story unfolds and what the symbols are and what the relationships are between the symbols, and that's how you learn. That's how you absorb the information at the deepest level. All right. So that's one thing that's very important for the American practitioner who wants to be very successful in this tradition. The person who really wants to change, the person who's committed to making whatever changes that are necessary in order for them to improve, right? One of the keys is that you're able to be neutral in your listening, neutral in your experience. As things happen to you throughout the day, you meet different people, you have different encounters. Be as open and neutral as you possibly can to take them in without trying to criticize, validate, invalidate, right? Everything that happens to you. It's important. It's very, very important. And a second lesson that's very important, or a habit of mine that's very important to be successful and fulfilled in our tradition, is having a sense of self-orientation. It's important that you create for yourself and you accept that you're moving in a particular direction, right? Set a goal for your day. What are you trying to do today? What are you trying to do this week? What are you trying to do this month, this quarter, this year? What's your objective? What's your goal? Right? And of course, you're free to change it, but I think there's a Greek saying that the sailor who doesn't have a direction, all winds seem favorable, right? You got to know where you're trying to go so that you can direct your sails and keep going in one direction, because the winds are constantly changing. They're not necessarily predictable or consistent. And so as the winds are shifting, you got to move your sail to keep going in one direction. No matter how many times the wind changes, you need to be moving in one direction. And so that's also crucial for you to be able to be successful in this thing. You don't want to be just neutral and passive, right? So there's a balance between knowing where you're going and then being open and receptive to what you experience along the way. Okay? Those two habits will allow you to take in information and experiences and make really good sense of them so that you can make the proper decisions that will allow you to change and adapt. And as you make those decisions and change and adapt, then in turn, you're going to be able to improve and gradually achieve a state of perfection. And that, my friends, is what I consider to be the real essence and purpose of Ifa. Aboraboye, Aboshishe.